Good afternoon, good evening. We usually meet in the afternoon. Good evening, everyone. We are calling our Hamilton County Board of County Commissioners staff meeting to order. I'm going to ask each of us to introduce ourselves. That's on the dais, and I'm going to start to my left.
Christy Rachel, Assistant Clerk.
Leslie Hervey, Clerk to the Board.
Stephanie Summerall, Dumas Commissioner.
Good evening. I'm County Commissioner Denise Driehaus.
Jeff Valuto, County Administrator.
And I'm Hamilton County Commissioner Alicia Reese, President of the Board. Normally, we have our meetings on Tuesday afternoons at 1 o'clock, so if you ever want to join us, as well as on Thursday when we have our voting session that happens at 1 o'clock as well. So we invite you all to come down. It's so exciting to spend time with us. And we're located downtown at 138 East Court Street, the Todd Pertune government building, and we're on the 6th floor. But today we're happy to be here at the Hamilton County Board of Elections, another function of what we do. We fund the Hamilton County Board of Elections. We do a lot of other cool things, but today we wanted to meet this evening because we're very excited about our Women and Girls Commission that was started some years ago by Commissioner Driehaus, and has grown, and so many great young ladies that are here today. We've got a number of resolutions to be passed. But before we do that, because we have a lot to celebrate with women and girls in Hamilton County, we're very excited to present some special proclamations honoring Miss Black Teen Cincinnati 2023, and Miss Black Cincinnati 2023, as well as the founder, Mr. Bob Humphreys, who started this program for young women and young girls many years ago. So we're going to start with those proclamations first, and I'm going to start with Miss Black Teen Cincinnati. 1 second here. Yes, clapping is allowed. Because we have how our mic system is, you probably want to go over to that microphone there. And we're going to read a proclamation. Proclamation in recognition of Nia Williams for winning Miss Black Teen Cincinnati 2023. Whereas the reigning Miss Black Teen Cincinnati 2023, Miss Nia Williams, is the daughter of Chandra Monroe Williams and Robert Williams. And I believe her mom is here in the back. Nia currently attends Clark Montessori School and is a native and is active in many community activities and business endeavors.
And whereas Nia volunteers for the Clark Local School Decision-Making Committee, the LSDMC, and is active in local theater where she spends her free time acting. And whereas Nia participates in student council and government while using her voice for health and education awareness with the Mon Will Family Foundation involving diabetes and digital literacy.
And whereas social justice is not just a phrase for Nia, she gives her voice in willing hands to her community through volunteering with local and state political campaigns. And whereas Nia won 3 of the 4 judge competitions that are scored to determine the winner of the crown and title of Miss Black Teen Cincinnati, talent competition, projection and promptu question, and the personal interview question. Nia's talent is spoken word, with one of her favorite pieces by Alondis Powell called We Want What You Want.
And whereas the Hamilton County Board of Commissioners are very proud of Nia for her victory in winning Miss Black Teen Cincinnati 2023. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that the Board of County Commissioners, Hamilton County, Ohio, hereby recognize and celebrate April 19th, 2023 as Nia Williams Day in all of Hamilton County. And before we'll allow you to say something, I'm going to open it up for my colleagues, but I do want to share something about Naya. I believe this is our first being involved in a program like this. She's shy. And so, again, we're here to promote young women, young girls to step out there because you guys got so much talent. I'll open it up to my right, Vice President Driehaus.
Well, congratulations on this honor. We're happy to be recognizing you. I think this is the first time we've done this for Miss Black Teen Cincinnati, so congratulations.
Thank you.
Commissioner Dumas.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Well, you watch those shy ones, huh? But anyway, I can remember years ago when I was gonna run, and then my roommate convinced me I really need to help her get dressed and stuff. I didn't need to do it. But anyway, thank you so much. You're beautiful, and I know you'll do beautiful things, so thank you.
And we'll open up. Would you like to say something?
Thank you to everybody that came out tonight. Everybody that supported me through this process, especially to my mom and my grandmother. She was mad I didn't say it the last time, but thank you to you.
She'll get on me too. Grandma, raise your hand up here. Don't get me in trouble.
But this is a beautiful thing to, this is a beautiful title to be with, and I'm very happy about it, so thank you.
Thank you. So you'll come around here. We'll come around there and take a photo with you.
Countdown, 1, 2, 3.
All right, our next proclamation goes to Miss Black Cincinnati 2023. And that is Samaya Rogers. Whereas Miss Black Cincinnati 2023, Samaya Rogers is a Cincinnati native and is the daughter of Yolanda and Samuel Rogers, who's here today with us, a graduate of Princeton High School. She also attended Scarlet Oaks, which allowed her to study automotive technology, further developed a childhood interest she shares with her uncle. Samaya's interest is in cars, which has led her to her job at King's Kia, where she is a service advisor. I need to see you. My car's, I had some car trouble, and I need to see you before you leave.
And whereas Miss Rogers uses her own life and obstacles to encourage others, her favorite quote is, "Mental illness does not define you or me." She will use her time as Miss Black Cincinnati and her life to bring light to the obstacles of the real-life struggles of young Black girls, teens, and young adults while sharing hope and promise for the future. And whereas Miss Rogers has always loved physical fitness and has participated in numerous activities including hockey, karate, dance, track and field. She was also a member of several majorette teams.
And whereas Samaya won the projection and impromptu question and tied in the talent and evening gown competitions for Miss Black Cincinnati 2023. Her talent is interpretive dance, and she performed to the music of Lauren Diagle's song, You Say. And whereas the Hamilton County Board of Commissioners are very proud of Naya for her victory in winning Miss Black Cincinnati 2023.
Now therefore be it proclaimed that the Board of County Commissioners, Hamilton County, Ohio, hereby recognize and celebrate April 20th, 2023 as Samaya Rogers Day in all of Hamilton County. Congratulations. and I will open it up to Vice President Driehaus.
Well, once again, congratulations. Sounds like you're very well-rounded with the athletics and the motor skills. So congratulations on winning this recognition. We're proud to recognize you tonight.
Thank you.
Commissioner Dumas.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And as you walked up, I realized I never could get that walk like that. So, so it's a lot of reasons. It's not about me. It's about you, and it's about the ladies that are here. But you know, you helped me reflect and everything. So, but congratulations. I know there are great things that you're going to do in the future, and so I'm glad that we were able to recognize you.
Thank you.
We're very proud of you, and I mean that about my car, though. I'm very proud of you. Please, if you'd like to say something.
I just want to say thank you, everybody, for also being here. And I do have to say thank you for everybody who did support me. I've been through the pageant multiple times, especially when I was younger. So just to see this come true, it means so much because I never would thought I would see myself here today. So I just want to say thank you all, and I cannot wait to see what I do.
We're going to come around and take a photo. Okay, and our final proclamation goes to Mr. Robert L. Humphreys, who has done so much in the community, but more importantly, started this Cincinnati Black, Miss Black Cincinnati and Miss Black Teen Cincinnati for many, many years, fostering a lot of young women who've gone on to do many great things. So with that, proclamation in recognition of Robert L. Humphreys for his contributions to Hamilton County. Whereas Robert L. Humphreys is a native of Covington, Kentucky, and graduated from Holmes High School and attended Eastern Kentucky University on a wrestling scholarship. He was drafted into the United States Army in 1970, where he served with the proud 109th Elite Military Police Platoon in Frankfurt, Germany.
And whereas Mr. Humphreys later served as a member of the 377th Military Police Company as Assistant Platoon Sergeant, Physical Training NCO, and a member of the award-winning Color Guard Unit. He also served as a military police investigator with the Individual Ready Reserves.
And whereas in 1974, Mr. Humphreys went to work for Metropolitan Life Insurance Company as an agent. 4.5 years later, he joined the company Midwest Insurance Broker. He had a successful career for many years as an insurance broker. In 1984, he began a new career with the Hamilton County Juvenile Court. He served as a unit leader in the 2020 Youth Center and later as sergeant within the Security for Child Support, Custody, and Dependency Court Hearings Department. He retired in July 2010.
Whereas he and his wife Jackie, who is with us today, were foster parents for 25 years, thank you, and had the honor of assisting and raising many family members. Robert founded the RLH Pageants Unlimited in 1979. Under the umbrella of RLH Pageants Unlimited, he produced and directed the Miss Black Cincinnati pageant from 1980 to 2000 and the Miss Black Teen Cincinnati from 1990 to 2000.
And whereas in 2015, RLH Pageants Unlimited partnered with the Cincinnati Black Theater Company to stage the return of the Miss Black Teen Cincinnati pageant. After 19 years, Miss Black's Cincinnati pageant also returned to the stage for its 43rd anniversary, held simultaneously with the 33rd anniversary of Miss Black Teen Cincinnati on June 1st, 2019. Both pageants took place on April 1st, 2023.
And whereas Mr. Humphreys has received many honors and awards, including the Cincinnati Herald Wiz Unsung Hero Award in 1993, the 2013 Midwest Black Family Reunion Family of the Year Award, the People of Color Wellness Alliance Community Gems Award, I Hear Music in the Air Legend Award in 2019, and Keeping the Faith Award Luncheon 2019 honoree. Keep the Dream Alive, a 2020 honoree. In 2020, inducted into the Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky African American Chamber of Commerce Black Business of Hall Fame.
Whereas currently Mr. Humphreys works as a business and community consultant. He and his wife, Jacqueline, have been married for 39 years. They have 4 children, Robert Jr., Ricardo Sr., Terrell, Jasmine, and 5 grandchildren. Now therefore be it proclaimed that the Board of County Commissioners, Hamilton County, Ohio, do hereby recognize April 18th, 2023 as Robert L. Humphreys Day in all of Hamilton County.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. First, I'd like to give honor to God, who I placed first in my life. Without him, I could not have been able to do all the things that I've been blessed to do. And when we receive a calling from God, you never know until years later that it's not your ministry, it's a ministry to God, allows you to do the work for him. So when the Miss Black Cincinnati pageant was founded, it was like a calling, like I said, from God. And of course, it allowed me to work with many young girls and young women, in the city. And I never use the word beauty, because beauty comes from inside God. And when you have a pageant, that God sends the contestants to you, and you got to be obedient. We never dismiss anybody, never cut anybody. They all are welcome to come to participate, and we take them all. And you never would see a young lady that maybe been burned 90% over her body, participate in a pageant, visually impaired. They can participate in a pageant and walk the runways and things of this nature. Different obstacles that God sent you. So I've been obedient to God to do his work, with both pageants. And I'd like to thank the commissioners, for this prestigious honor bestowed upon me, this evening. And also my predecessor, Mr. Donald Sherman, the founder of the Cincinnati Black Theater Company, and now the producer and executive director, of both pageants, which recently took place. And I also would like to congratulate both winners, Nyla Williams, Miss Black Teen Cincinnati 2023, and Samaya Rogers, Miss Black Cincinnati 2023. May you have a very successful reign, over this year, and may God strengthen you each and every day of your life. And also to my beautiful and lovely wife, Jackie Humphreys, who's been by my side. I couldn't have done it without her. We can never accomplish anything without our significant other. And to acknowledge my good dear friend, Mr. C. Smith, photographer, came out to celebrate with us today. So to all of you here this evening, to all you young ladies, remember one thing. They're sitting here. A loser, okay? A loser is someone that doesn't try. Don't ever let anybody tell you that you're a loser, because you're not a loser. Because as long as you try in anything in life, that makes you a winner. The loser is a person that sits back and want to criticize you, right? Want to criticize you for what you do, and don't want to support you. That makes you a winner because you tried. So all of you here today, you're all winners because you have attempted to try everything in your life. Thank you.
Thank you. We're gonna come around and take a picture. But Mr. C. Smith, if you would stand up, this man has taken pictures. You hear about famous photographers, just stand up and wave your hand. Mr. C. Smith, who just got one of the top living Cincinnatian award downtown a couple months ago. I got so excited about his speech, I forgot to open it up. Vice President Driehaus,
So
do you have something to
and
say?
I'll keep my comments short. Congratulations. You know, what stands out to me in that resume is the 25 years as a foster parent. So thank you so much for what you have done for this county and for the children in this county. Really appreciate that.
Commissioner Dumas.
Thank you, Madam Chair. You have been bringing up and mentoring young women long before it was popular. Where did he go?
Right there, behind the crown.
I couldn't get behind the crown, yeah. And so we really need to clone you because it is so necessary right now for our young women and girls to be able to have people like you to build them up and to make them, as you spoke, to make them feel special. So thank you. I thank you, Jackie. And I know he couldn't do it without you. But,
When they got away, because when she graduated from Winter High School, she signed up for the pageant.
did she?
She left.
Uh-huh.
All the way to college.
To Grambling State.
University. So, by the time she comes back, 18,
Wait a minute.
Oh, throwing shade.
But he did help me.
Yeah.
4 years.
Yeah, I was too old. He told me I was too old. See that? It's too old. He told me I'm a winner, and then he said I was too old. No, but he actually helped me. I became Miss Grambling State University down there, and he helped coach me, so thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. Today is all about women and girls, and we're so excited, and it's just a perfect opportunity. I would like to, at this time, bring up Mary Maui.
Well,
Want me to
I'll
do that, or
introduce
you
him
want
then,
to
yeah.
introduce her?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to turn it over to Vice President Denise Driehaus.
Thank you. So tonight is a special night for everyone. Delighted to have everybody in the room. So this is the culmination of many, many months of work from the Commission on Women and Girls. And so the Commission will be making a presentation in the 4 subcommittees about the work that has been happening over the many months and give the recommendations that will come forward, and that eventually we will read off the resolutions to formalize the recommendations of the Commission on Women and Girls. But before we get started, it was founded in 2017 when I was elected as the first woman ever to the Hamilton County Commission, and the idea was to lift the voices of women and girls in the county, make sure that issues, especially related to women and girls in Hamilton County, those issues were at the table. So giving folks a seat at the table became very important. And so I want to thank all the women and girls that are here with us tonight. We have some alum in the room too, so previous cohorts have shown up in support. I want to thank them too for their work. And Mary Mowney, who is the program coordinator for the Commission on Women and Girls, has done a very spectacular job, I would say, in getting all the information organized, keeping us on task. So in front of us, we have the PowerPoint that will be presented by the Commission on Women and Girls. The annual report is also at everybody's desk, and that is a really a bigger picture of all the research and all the work that has gone into the recommendations. So with that, I'd love to introduce Mary Mowney and turn it over to Mary to introduce, and Reagan's going up as well, to help introduce everybody that's going to present the recommendations.
Thank you so much. Thank you, commissioners, for allowing us to make this presentation tonight. I am going to see if I can figure out, there we go. Okay. So again, my name is Mary Mowney, and I am the program coordinator here for the Commission on Women and Girls. And I wanted to introduce one of our members who's going to be joining me in presenting tonight. Her name is Reagan Rivers, and I'll let you speak of what high school you go to.
My name is Reagan Rivers, and I go to Finneytown Secondary Campus.
And Reagan has been part of our Pay Equity Committee, which we'll be presenting next. Let me get to the next. As Commissioner Driehaus noted, that women and girls play an important role in our community as professionals, learners, caregivers, policymakers, and more. But real change only comes when women have a seat at the table. The Commission on Women and Girls was established in 2017 to help engage women and girls in Hamilton County and to elevate their voices.
The Commission has 4 main objectives: to provide recommendations to the Board of County Commissioners, to create partnerships, to promote women and girls to seek leadership positions and develop skills, and to develop public information and/or education campaigns.
As I said, the commission is led by myself with Commissioner Driehaus as the chair of it. And we have 4 committees that make up the work of the commission, and those are pay equity, health and self-identity, safety, and social mobility. And each one of them will be walking you through their research and recommendations being put forth today.
First up is the Pay Equity Committee, and the initiative is to have a Pay Equity annual signing day and to have educational tools. Our committee members are Gia Elsherman, who goes to Turnup High School, Fatima Zali, who goes to Princeton High School, myself, Reagan Rivers, Riley Sauter, who goes to Walnut Hills High School, Val Strunk, Lucretia Braxton, Ashley Thomas, and Kathleen Norris.
Those who are presenting for the Pay Equity Committee, you are welcome to come up.
Good evening to the commissioners and to everyone who has come to join us. And I'd like to recognize the members of the Pay Equity Committee. If you would all stand up if you are present, just so you can be recognized. My name is Lucretia Braxton, and I'm a Senior Director of Social Media Operations for Moms Rising. This is my 2nd year sitting on the Pay Equity Committee, and it has been a wonderful experience joining these ladies for what we've been doing. So, oh, that's me. Look at y'all. Okay, Mary. Okay. So our research produced a lot of information. Please make sure that you look at the final report for a full understanding of what we have been researching all year. But nationally, for every dollar that is earned by a white man, women earn 83 cents. And if you break this down by racial groups, Asian women are the only women right now who earn more than white men with $1.03. White women earn 82 cents. African and Black American women earn 65 cents. Hispanic and Latino women earn 65 cents. Native Hawaiian and Pacific Islander women earn 72 cents. American Indian and Alaskan Native women earn 73 cents for every dollar. Women not only deal with the gender pay gap, they also deal with a confidence gap. And in our research, we found a study from Syndio that 69% of women feel and worry about negotiating their pay, while half of men feel confident. Women's top feelings when they are negotiating or when they think about their salary and what affects them is fear of rejection. It's 25% of the women. 23% feel a lack of confidence, and 21% feel that they will be perceived as pushy or that they may risk damaging their careers. And as a result, the gender pay gap, women are experiencing long-term unemployment penalties that become more severe the longer the unemployment period continues. We are seeing a result of this because of the pandemic and women who have also been struggling to get back into the workforce. And as a result, they tend to have lower wages when they do return back to work. This is known as career scarring. It is a long-term social and economic impact of a period of joblessness on someone who has been suffering this type of social and economic impact. I'd like to turn it over to Fatima.
Hi, my name is Fatima Zaleh, and I go to Princeton High School, where I'm currently a senior. And so something our committee has been working for over different cohorts is having a pay equity commitment signing day. So recently we have had over 50 employers come to this signing day on April 5th, 2023, and we were able to have them sign this pay equity commitment where they could further explore, educate, and implement certain things into their businesses to further close the gaps and the disparities when it does come to pay equity. Pay equity involves more than just when it comes to either women or different races. We can really see and understand how there are different groups being affected by this and how we really need to close the gap. By having this pay equity commitment signing day, this gives us a lot of hope that more employers will be able to join this pledge and closing the pay equity gap and giving women more of an even playing field to further prosper and thrive. So our pay equity committee recommendations. So our first one is that Hamilton County supports the establishment of an annual pay equity commitment signing day during Women's History Month in March. Our second recommendation is that Hamilton County sets an example by analyzing opportunities such as Lunch and Learn events to educate employers about pay equity. May 18th is the first Lunch and Learn for the county. So something throughout the process of this committee, we have learned that education is a very important part, because if we are not able to understand the actual disparities and even breaking them down on a further level, we can't make the changes that we need to implement. So by having these Lunch and Learns and different type of activities that the county and other employers can further employ in their workplaces, we can close these disparities and further educate everyone when it comes to what is actually going on with pay, but also the confidence gap that starts sometimes so young from elementary, their self-fulfilling prophecies, and just simply educating everyone, no matter how young or old they are, even women who are already in the workforce moving up, we can further help everyone in closing this pay equity gap. Thank you.
If everyone is not ready to rally now, that's on you. That was a great job. Thank you so much. Thank you to Lou and to Fatima for that great presentation. Up next is our Health and Self-Identity Committee. Please welcome the members who will be presenting now.
Hi, my name is Kinsey Sullivan, and I first want to thank all of you for giving us this opportunity to be here today. Next, I just want to recognize all the committee members, if you would stand up.
Okay, hi, I'm Allie Capel, and I'm a junior at Seton High School, and I'm on the safety committee, but I'm also here supporting this group because this initiative has personal importance to me. Being a student who has also had painful periods has made me very passionate about period equity. I've always felt there was a certain negativity around period talk and felt ashamed that I got them. Over time, I've realized that this is not a disgrace to have a period and that I should be comfortable talking about it. That is why I'm here today to help other menstruators with problems they may face and to end the period stigma. The two topics that I will be talking about today are about menstrual product accessibility and to endorse Ohio legislation. Now I will hand it off to Elena to talk about the research.
Hi, my name is Elena Tucker, and I work for Government Strategies Group. My background is in education, so I'll speak about that in a couple minutes here. Okay. So our committee was focused on two very distinct initiatives. One was menstrual equity, and the other is youth mental health. I'll be speaking on menstrual equity. So our committee focused on public access to period products as well as free product access specifically in schools. And my background is in education as a high school teacher. So I experienced this firsthand with some of my students where I taught at Colerain High School for 6 years. Period products are necessities. They are not luxuries, and they should be treated as such. Unfortunately, community support programs such as SNAP and WIC that help with groceries do not cover menstrual products. In 2022, we saw the culmination of great work of this body with the support of our Hamilton County Commissioners when we installed 74 period product dispensers in restrooms across county buildings that provide free period products. I am pleased to say that this initiative has been very successful. So thank you to our commissioners for being an example to other organizations in our community. We believe that there is an opportunity to expand on this initiative by expanding to all of our county-owned buildings, specifically to Great American Ballpark and Paycor Stadium. Those two stadiums alone host 2 million fans annually. Through our research specifically related to student access, and this is something I can relate to and experience with my own students, 1 in 4 students cannot afford period products. 4 in 5 students have missed school or know someone who had missed school due to a lack of access to products. 57% of students say that they feel their school does not care about them when they do not provide free products in the restrooms. Good news, 15 states have passed legislation to provide free period products in school. Allie's going to come back up and she's going to review some of our recommendations to the commissioners.
Okay, so the two recommendations are menstrual product access, expand the installation and distribution of menstrual product dispensers and no-cost menstrual products in bathrooms located in public buildings owned by Hamilton County, including Great American Ballpark and Paycor Stadium. The second one is endorse Ohio legislation. Finally, formally endorse legislation and policy that promotes access to menstrual products at no cost in public schools across the state of Ohio. Hamilton County can continue to lead the way for menstrual equity and inclusion. Thank you.
The second part of the Health and Self-Identity Committee has been focused on youth mental health. Before we get started in on the research, I did want to take a moment to say some of this data can feel sensitive. It can be a little emotionally challenging and uncomfortable, so we just wanted to give the audience a little bit of warning. Prioritizing youth mental health is critical to the wellness and vitality of Hamilton County. Adolescents across the nation are facing a youth mental crisis, and many organizations have recognized this emergency state that we're in. That is across all genders, races, and ethnic backgrounds. 1 in 6 youth experience a mental health disorder. Suicide is the second leading cause of death for youth among ages 10 to 14 years old. It is the third leading cause of death for young adults ages 15 to 24. Most recent data is showing us higher and higher rates of worsening mental health. So the newest CDC report showed across all categories, students are feeling worsening feelings of sadness, hopelessness, increased violence, and increased thoughts of suicide or plans to commit suicide. These rates are even higher for teen girls and LGBTQ youth. They are seeing the worst mental health crisis in over a decade. Girls report 60% experiencing feelings of worsening sadness and hopelessness. LGBTQ youth is as high as 70%. So solutions that we're asking for today, and as we're coming to strategize across the county, as across the nation, we need to have these focused on resources and funding. We are so thankful that Hamilton County has been incredibly committed to mental health work and has committed over $7 million in a very short period of time to support mental health services across the county. We're asking for that continued support. And we need to focus on youth-led strategies and their participation in creating solutions for their issues and the problems that they're facing is critical because they are the ones that really lead the way.
So before we begin, I just want to thank the commissioners for the $7 million that you guys have already donated to mental health within Hamilton County. And then I want to mention World Teen Mental Wellness Day that has become prevalent in high schools across Hamilton County. The commission partnered with BI3 to give out grants up to $500 to high schools who apply. Overall, we had 11 schools apply, but we're hoping, well, many more schools did participate in the event, so that was really great. I attend St. Ursula Academy, where we've really taken a stance on mental health, and we applied for a grant, and we used it for different wellness activities during breaks in our schedule. And in May, for final exams, we're getting a petting zoo, which I'm very excited about to help de-stress students. This is World Teen Mental Wellness Day. March 2nd, 2023 March 2nd was recognized as World Teen Mental Wellness Day across Hamilton County. So we thank you guys for allowing that to happen. So the recommendations to the Board of County Commissioners represent an ongoing pledge to the residents of Hamilton County, and our initiatives are kind of built off of that. So our first recommendation involves encouraging funds for youth mental health. So this includes supporting existing resources that are available across high schools in Hamilton County and focusing on uplifting new and arising companies and different agencies that are available, that are going to be available in high schools across our county. Our second recommendation revolves back to World Teen Mental Wellness Day and the implication of it in high schools across our county. I know it was a great hit at St. Ursula, and I'm sure it was really popular at other schools. And I truly believe that by bringing awareness to mental health, we can really uplift the next generation and destigmatize mental health within high schools. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Up next is our Safety Committee. Thank you. And I believe that we have Ann and Jaya. Aaron, excuse me, sorry, Aaron Coleman. Come on up. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Erin Coleman. I'm a junior at Seton High School.
And I'm Ann Neuer, and I am a retired medical writer.
Will my fellow subcommittee members please stand up to be recognized? Okay, so our initiative this year was to encourage consistent and safe dating education across schools in Hamilton County in accordance to the House Bill 19, also known as the Tina Croucher Act. So as a refresher, or for those who may not know, the Tina Croucher Act was implemented in Ohio in 2010, and it requires public schools to educate students about preventing dating violence. But we found an issue that schools aren't always doing this education, and in March 2020, as a result, there was a tragedy in which a 20-year-old male was charged with killing his 17-year-old girlfriend. And this is just one of the many instances that this has occurred. So our research has shown that dating violence has become an increasingly apparent issue. So according to the CDC, over half of women and almost 1 in 3 men have experienced sexual violence involving physical contact during their lifetimes. And according to data from Rape, Abuse, and Incest National Network, females ages 16 to 19 are 4 times more likely than the general population to be victims of rape, attempted rape, or sexual assault. And because of this age gap, we believe that this is the most apparent time, and this is why we need to be teaching our students this now. And our research has found that despite programs being able to teach about safe dating, despite how many there are, and at the fact that there's no cost, not all schools are actively participating in these education programs. I'll hand it over to Anne.
Okay, yeah. Thank you, Erin.
Okay.
So after hearing these sobering statistics, it's very timely to mention that April is actually Sexual Assault Awareness Month. So we're very interested in being able to present this information to the commissioners, so thank you for this opportunity. We, in our research, reached out to Women Helping Women, and Courtney on our committee, she works for the YWCA of Cincinnati, and I wanted to mention with Women Helping Women, basically, what they do is they provide a Prevent and Empower program to 10 schools in the Cincinnati Public School District, as well as schools throughout the region. And in 2022, they trained close to 4,000 students, and their intent is to reach at least 5,000 students every year. And at the end of their education, they conduct a survey. The students are surveyed. And they just recently released this information, which you can see here on the screen, that 93% of students report they feel confident identifying signs of healthy and unhealthy relationships, and 89% feel confident using bystander intervention strategies. And this is a result of their Power and Prevent education courses. One thing that was kind of disturbing when we did our research was some of the schools seemed to be only vaguely aware of these survey results. So we're really hoping to step that up going forward. For the YWCA of Cincinnati, their program is called Safe Dates, and in 2022, they reached approximately 1,100 students at 4 CPS schools. And these students are between the ages of 12 and 19. Another part of their program is the YWCA offers Coaching Boys into Men, which is a violence prevention program for athletic coaches. And this program is designed to teach young male athletes about the importance of respect, and particularly towards women and girls. So what does all of this mean? How did we come up with our recommendations? We really realized that, as Erin said, there was a lot of inconsistency in how these programs were implemented at schools. So we thought it was very important to move forward by encouraging superintendents to promote consistent education around gender-based violence prevention as a key to healthy relationships. And importantly, we've actually started this effort. We had a lengthy and a very helpful conversation with the administration of the Cincinnati Public School District, and they're fully supporting this effort. And they had this to say: we are looking to build a partnership between the curriculum team within the district and the teachers and students to help build positive school culture and climate. And our second recommendation is we really felt it was important to explore if there are a few model schools that could be replicated to increase the consistency of this type of programming, both in policy and in practice, because we think it would be really meaningful to celebrate the success. Thank you very much.
Thank you to our safety committee. Up next, we have our social mobility committee. So if you would please come up.
Greetings, commissioners, and thank you so much for having us here today. My name is Randy Berlew, and I'm Director of Research and Equity for Philibert Research and Evaluation, and I'm here representing the Social Mobility Committee. And before I move forward, I'd like to ask my fellow committee members to stand and be recognized for their hard work. So it's been a great pleasure over this last year to work with these women and girls to think about how we can facilitate increased social mobility for women and girls in our county. And the initiative that we've been focused on is social and economic advancement through educational awareness and opportunity. As we looked at the research on college and career training for women, as well as the representation of women in non-traditional careers, we found that there are a lot of barriers to upward mobility for women and girls. Between 2020 and 2022, college enrollment rates overall decreased, but this decrease was even steeper for women and girls than it was for boys and men. Researchers also predict further declines in college enrollment for women and girls due to the recent Supreme Court Dobbs decision that restricted abortion access for women. And they think that this impact will be felt particularly hard for Black women. Our committee interviewed a lot of our local stakeholders, and what we found is that the barriers that you see nationally are also barriers here in Hamilton County. And in particular, the domestic and household responsibilities for which women share a disproportionate amount of the burden often prevent them from being able to take advantage of opportunities to increase their education and training for career mobility. In addition to that, there's a financial burden on women. Collectively, women hold $929 billion of student loan debt in this country, and that's 2/3 of the overall student loan debt in this country. And when we look at representation in non-traditional careers, what we see is that women make up 50% of the workforce, but they only make up 30% of positions in manufacturing and less than 25% of the leadership positions in manufacturing. In addition, men make up more than 90% of construction workers, electricians, and plumbers and pipe fitters. And this is particularly important because we know these careers in which women make up 25% or less of the workforce offer higher entry salaries and higher wages across the lifespan. And finally, when we talked about these issues with parents and youth in our community, what we found was that parents and youth needed a lot more information about college and career training, and particularly about the FAFSA process if they're interested in enrolling in college. So now I'd like to pass this over to my fellow committee member, Camille Roman, to talk about our recommendations.
Hi, I'm Camille Roman. Thank you so much, Randy. I'm a freshman in high school at St. Ursula Academy, so the topic of education, is very important to me. Using our research, our committee came up with 3 recommendations for the Board of Commissioners. Our first recommendation is expanding access to information about the college application process and financial options, including FAFSA and student loans. Partner with nonprofits, local high schools, colleges, and other stakeholders. Overall, it's important that there's a focus on connecting women and girls with career paths in which they're underrepresented. Fields like manufacturing, which we mentioned in our research, STEM, and the armed forces. Our second recommendation is to allocate funding to nonprofits directly helping to make marginalized groups aware of post-high school opportunities, which includes women and girls. Having information on what's available is the first step to making students aware of the opportunities available to them and for them to seek post-high school education. There are many groups and nonprofits already doing work like this, so collaboration and funding is key to get the information out there. Our third recommendation is to collaborate with existing Hamilton County entities to develop a Hamilton County Career Day, partnering with existing stakeholders and other resources like nonprofits, high schools, community colleges, universities, and all the other area higher education institutes. As a high school student myself, And what I learned from interviewing other students, I find that one critical aspect of these recommendations is that they connect students to resources from inside their school. The one place students are sure to visit nearly every day is their own school. Whether these resources exist within internal counseling departments inside the school or external programs run by local colleges, there's no way to connect students to them if they're not advertised and accessed within their own school building. We'd also like to encourage you to look at our Commission's final report, which includes recommendations for the community and for the next subcommittee, like doing more research on potential nonprofit partnerships. Thank you so much for allowing us time to speak on this important topic.
Thank you, everyone. Let's give one more round of applause for everyone. Thank you. I'm so proud of the work that they've been able to do over this past year and the recommendations that they've been able to put forth. So thank you again for doing that. I also wanted to take a moment to thank our steering committee members. I'm going to have Reagan read their names.
Jackie O'Connell, Jenny Bradley, Jennifer Moore, Ellie Troth, the County Commissioner, Denise Dryhouse, and the Program Coordinator, Mary.
Thank you. At this time, we're happy to take questions or move forward with reading the recommendations, the resolutions.
I don't know if there's any questions. I wanted to move forward with the recommendations.
Perfect.
So we can vote on that, and then we'll have comments
Sure.
from the commissioners. Yes, we can. So the first, you want to take the first?
Sure. All right, we're going to read these resolutions by title only. The first one is the resolution supporting youth mental health in Hamilton County. I'll move to approve of the resolution.
Second.
Commissioner Dreehouse.
Yes.
Commissioner Reese.
Yes.
Commissioner Summer Dumas.
Yes.
Number two.
Number two is a resolution supporting menstrual equity in Hamilton County. I'll move to approve of the resolution.
Second.
Commissioner Dreehouse.
Yes.
Commissioner Reese.
Yes.
Commissioner Summer Dumas.
Yes.
Item three.
The third is the resolution supporting resources to prevent gender-based violence. I'll move to approve of the resolution.
Second.
Commissioner Dreehouse.
Yes.
Commissioner Reese.
Yes.
Commissioner Summer Dumas.
Yes.
Thank you. The fourth resolution is the resolution supporting upward mobility and social and economic advancement through educational awareness and opportunity. I move to approve of the resolution.
Second.
Commissioner Dreehouse.
Yes.
Commissioner Reese.
Yes.
Commissioner Summer Dumas.
Yes.
And the last resolution is the resolution directing the administration to distribute the Hamilton County Pay Equity Commitment. I'll move that we approve of the resolution.
Second.
Commissioner Dreehouse.
Yes.
Commissioner Reese.
Yes.
Commissioner Summer Dumas.
Yes.
Yay!
Congratulations. I want to, first of all, thank everyone who is a member of the Commission on Women and Girls here in Hamilton County. Of course, I want to thank Mary and Commissioner Dreehouse. But more importantly, I want to also thank the parents. Parents, if you're here, stand up. Got to give some love to the parents. Not an easy job, so thank you. But a lot of times we have committees and we have people get on committees and you do a lot of work, but at the end of the day, there's no action. And I think one of the things that this board, which is a historical board in terms of the first ever 3 women being elected by the voters of Hamilton County, they took a bold step in electing us. And so we're doing a lot of things differently. We're opening up as many doors as we can. But what I like about this is that we didn't have you just meeting and taking photos. I mean, this is an action-oriented commission, and to be able to have your ideas come before a government board and they actually take action on it. I know growing up, I wish I had that, because I was on a lot of committees and we just, did a lot of work, and they said, that's nice, now run along. But that's not what we're doing, and a lot of your work has set the tone for Hamilton County. I do want to add, though, that this board has also put our money where our mouth is. When we had a chance to get hundreds of millions of dollars from American Rescue, and we had to decide where does those dollars go. And we have met with other counties who've had a hard time struggling to get the money to the people, didn't have a plan like we have. We have diversified it. So when you talk about mental health, we put money, the most money that we've ever had. When you talk about youth and youth contemplating suicide and losing too many to suicide, we put money there with organizations, diversifying organizations, so that they can get money to the ground. All of those different things. And then to help parents, we have a 513 relief bus. We're taking our bus out to the place where people live and not just saying you got to meet us downtown. So we are working very, very hard. And then affordable housing, the list goes on. You can go to our website and see what we're doing, 513relief.org. But I just wanted to say that a lot of the things that we put forward, we've been in a position to have money. A lot of times you don't. But then when we have the money, we've been able to get it out, youth resiliency grants, and getting it out to people and doing it a lot different so we can meet people where they are. So I'm very proud of the work that we're doing. We got more work to do, but I'm very proud of the work we're doing, and I'm proud of the work of our Women and Girls Commission. So I'll open it up. Okay. We gave a lot. See, she started it, so I said, as the president, I'm gonna let she will introduce the stuff, and we'll follow her. And that's what I love about this board. We're gonna open up to Commissioner Dumas.
Thank you, Madam Chair. My heart is heavy in a great way. This is so awesome in so many ways. I appreciate everyone thanking us for the $7 million. Commissioner Driehaus, you taught them well. But just remember that we are only the implementers. We represent about 836,000 people now in the county. And so we have to look out among the county and see what the needs are. Commissioner Driehaus, I just really want to thank you, because a program like this would have never happened, in my opinion, if there was not a woman up here on the board. And that's a great thing. And I felt that way even as I came on the board as the first African American ever on the board, shining a light on African American issues. But it shouldn't take that. If we had 3 men up here, they should be doing what you guys are doing. But so we don't care about gender and all that stuff. Whatever we can do for men, letting you guys know we do for men too. But I think it's just significant that, women are just a little bit more compassionate, and we look at issues a little differently. So I believe that everything happens for a reason, and it's a reason why all of us are up here, all these women are up here. And as you talked about the resiliency grants and all of that, we plan on doing more. We see the need for it, and so we're going to put, as was said earlier, our money where our mouth is. So I'm just overwhelmed at the amount of work that has been done. And as the president was saying, you not only talked about it, you walked the walk, and you asked for the money, and you gave statistics on why it should happen. So this is just I think a great day in Hamilton County. Yeah. Thank you all so very much for all your hard work.
Thank you. So I'm very, very proud to lead the Commission on Women and Girls in conjunction with Mary. And you know, it's hard to explain all that, the work that's gone into this, all the time we've spent together on Saturday mornings, trying to do the work, do the research, investigate out into the community, interview others to make sure that the work is expanded throughout the county and our knowledge base is expanded through the work that you've done and what you have brought to the table, because as the report says, it's all about having a seat at the table, and you have been the women and girls at the table for these recommendations, and I could not be more grateful to all of you. So thank you.
We encourage everyone, because people are watching us on television. I'm telling you, we're YouTube. Check us out. We're just the ratings are going through the roof. But we want to encourage people to get the copy of the annual report. Is it online? It will be online because there's a lot of statistics in here that was brought out today, the highlights. But when you hear about student loan debt and the whole debate about it, and you could say, wait a minute, $929 billion women are in debt. So please check out the annual report. Mr. Aludo, is there any more money coming? Anything you want to announce or anything going on? Because I think Thursday we're voting on some more money for youth.
Sure. Yeah.
resilience.
No. Actually, no, it's great timing because I think this Thursday on our agenda we've got a couple of things. I think there's 4 or 5 contracts that we're approving over $600,000 of additional money in contracts for youth resiliency. So that's coming on Thursday. I think also on Thursday we have an agreement with the YWCA to supplement our existing programming through Women Helping Women on gender-based violence education in schools. So that's coming. The board will approve that on Thursday as well. And also just want to say, because I noticed that our HR director, Frank Spataro, is in the audience, that based upon the recommendations of this Commission on Women and Girls, we never used to do this, but every year now we run a study on how the county fares in terms of our pay equity, our gender-based pay equity. So Frank and his staff run that every single year now, and whereas I think the statistics were cited in here, 82 cents women compared to men, 82 cents on the dollar, and I think in the MSA, the Metropolitan Statistical Area, it's actually even a little bit worse than that at 80 cents to the dollar, at least the last study. In Hamilton County, in our organization, it is essentially equal. I think we were a couple of percent. I think we were within 2% a couple of years ago. We ran the study last year. I'm not sure where it averages out, but I know that there were even jobs that when you looked at it across the board, there were jobs where women were making over men comparably, and there were a couple of others where it just balanced out back and forth. But so thanks to this commission, because they put the spotlight on it, and we wouldn't have been doing that absent that recommendation. At least not as soon as we did. So just want to thank this commission. Just note that the things that are done, the recommendations that are made, just so people know how it works, these are provided to the administration, and we then implement them. And I think almost to a T, we've implemented the recommendations of this commission over the past. So just want to thank everyone for their recommendations and all their hard work.
Awesome. Thank you. I told you guys, tune in Thursday. Don't miss us, 1 o'clock. And then we want to also thank Frank Spataro. We have our first paid internship program. So if you look for internship and a fellowship program, those who are in college or post-secondary. So those are some new things too. When we adjourn, after we adjourn, we're going to take a photo. So we're going to ask the women and girls to come stand behind us so we can get a very good photo. I would like to, this has been exciting. I don't even want to adjourn. I'm just getting so excited. I'm telling you. Good news. We want to keep going. But unfortunately, we have to get home. So I would make a motion to adjourn.
Second. Commissioner Reese.
Yes.
Commissioner Dreehouse.
Yes.
Commissioner Summer Dumas.
Yes.
We're adjourned.